and I am a third-generation Stocktonian. I'm a PhD candidate in U.S. history at Stanford University, and I'm doing my dissertation on Little Manila. And I came to understanding my community not by staying here, but by leaving it.
Dawn and I were both raised in South Stockton. We would reconnect back in Stockton in the late 90s and found out that we had similar stories in college. We both ended up taking ethnic studies courses, and when they talked about Filipino-American history, they kept talking about Stockton. And here we were, both of us from Stockton with fathers who were part of the Manong generation, and yet we knew nothing. You could label us a historic preservation organization. What we really are is an organization that fights for social justice. When we first started Little Manila, we were focused on the preservation of buildings because the threat at the time was literally a wrecking ball that was parked in front of the buildings of Little Manila, and we had to witness its destruction. But that was just a reaction to the need in the community at that time. Present day, Little Manila in Stockton is just south of the Crosstown Freeway, which is the southern part of downtown Stockton. Main Street used to be the dividing line of North and South Stockton, where people of color were not welcome north of Main Street. If you visit Stockton today, to the north of the Crosstown Freeway, you'll see investment in that community. And to the south, you'll see real neglect. Our history is on the wrong side of the freeway. The city's plan has always been to destroy the blocks south of the Crosstown Freeway in order to build commercial real estate. And so since the 1960s, no investment has been made into our historic site and these buildings that we've been trying to save. Because Filipinos immigrate after the Alien Land Act, they aren't able to purchase property. And that's why Little Manilas are very rare, because we just never owned any buildings. This land was bought in 1948, former headquarters of the Leonardos del Trabajo. They, as individuals, could not own property in the 1920s and 30s. Their organizations could. The community came together and started pooling their money. These are field workers. And it took them 16 years to build this building that we're now currently in. It really isn't until recently that we've had the ability to create generational wealth. And so it's significant. We want to preserve it, and we are now looking at purchasing this building on the land and hoping to develop it to create more resources for this community and kind of be a beacon of hope in South Stockton. With the passing of Dawn, we got into asthma because it was an asthma attack that led to us losing her. And we know that in formerly redline communities, children are twice as likely to have asthma. She was diagnosed at an early age. In order for us to save her life at 46, someone needed to intervene when she was 6 or 7 years old. And so in order for us to make some sense for her early passing, we decided to honor her by trying to protect our youth today. We understood that environmental justice is the only way to prevent that. And so that led us to getting involved in California's AB 617 work around air quality and allowing communities to help create solutions for their own community around air quality. And now it's kind of brought us to all these different places. And so this organization that started in historic preservation, but then ended up bringing ethnic studies, environmental justice, public health, mental health. To me, it's all the same thing. It's social justice and reacting to the wrecking balls that are physically parked in front of our buildings and metaphorically parked in front of all of our young people in our marginalized communities.
If you see a lot of people here, there's youth, there's second generation, there's a whole population of people growing up in Stockton right now that if we get them right now being proud of who they are and wanting to do community work and feeling like there's a belonging there, that's a great thing. I mean, I didn't have that growing up. It's important for youth here to feel like they're part of this larger picture and this larger legacy, that when they're fighting for something, that they're connected many, many years through their ancestors, through their community, to something bigger, something larger than just themselves.